Welcome back to the GP Productions podcast. Okay, welcome back to the show, and I've got a special guest on the show today that I was put in contact with through the official Instagram account of one Joe Exotic. It's Mr. Jesse Meester. How are you doing today, man?
Very well. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, honor to have you, man. Just before we kick into all things Tiger King, I want to know a bit about you and your background and where you're at. What do you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do a bunch of things. I have been for 8 years at the boutique digital marketing agency. I have been acting. I have been involved in real estate. I have been involved in TV. Wrote a book 3 years ago, and I started like kind of like in this entertainment industry. And once my personal brand started to like take off, I woke up with 400,000 followers after I've been on TV. I was like, wow, I got all these sponsorship deals. I didn't need to work anymore. And then I was just like all in on that. And then also I realized that it was just the beginning of much more. So I started to connect with others and also help brands and people to build their personal brand, and use and leverage social media as much as possible. And then also through the entertainment industry, I got in touch with Joe Exotic. I think right now it's like 2, 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and back then he was still together with Dylan. They went back and forth a couple times, breaking up, getting back together. But that back then they were, and I was always under the impression that when I was speaking to Dylan and also recording podcasts with him, I also have a podcast which is called Live Talk. We recorded like 2 or 3 podcasts, and he was always, you know, under my impression, supporting him. And I was also under the impression that he talked to him about me and what we were doing on the back end. Matter of fact was that all the people that I talked to actually used him, and all the people that were, I was under the impression that actually there was something being communicated. Nothing of that was true. So here I
Hmm.
am talking to somebody thinking that that will come to Joe, and it wasn't. So my like at that point, I just realized, okay, I need to do a deep dive into this rabbit hole because I don't what is really going on here. Why is this man being used and used over and over again? And then I started looking into the facts. I started talking to his lawyers. I started talking to his legal team, and like just to be very clear, I have you know for the past 8 years created a freedom for myself. I've been traveling to 72 countries that I realized, okay, there's much more to it. I need to help more than I gain. And that's where it's not just giving back to charity, not just investing time in building schools or planting trees and saving soil with such guru, but also fighting against injustice. And that's also something I dedicated my time to. Just like I have a veteran background, I want to be there for veterans. So there's this like urge when it came to Ojo Exotic. I don't care who it is. Whereas like, okay, this man needs somebody to stand up for him because what is happening to him is so unfair, and people are over and over and again using him, leveraging his name, and not giving anything back to him. I don't care if there's people commercializing the brand or using him, but give credit to him. Make sure that the money that you're gaining through merchandise or the Tekin coin, which we saw, they made millions of dollars over that. You saw you can look up the price chart on coinmarketcap.com. And like there has been money that has been distributed. Where is that money? Why has Joe not seen any of that money? Right. So that's a whole nother conversation that we're going to tap into. But the main thing that motivated me to help him and to be there for him and be, also talk to him pretty much every day now, whether it's through email or whether it's through the prison phone. I just he needs the people. He needs us. And he has been there for us through COVID.
Hmm.
We were watching it from home and we were entertained and we laughed, and now
Yeah.
we just dropped him. Can't believe it, man. Can't believe it. So we need to keep his name alive. We need to keep fighting for him. He's there while other people should be in jail. There's been new evidence presented where it has been appeared that actually he's innocent. It was all a setup. So right now, I think on the 26th of September, he has his oral hearing, and then hopefully we can fast track towards releasing Joe as soon as possible.
Yeah. Do you think, Jesse, that Joe was used as a scapegoat when all this stuff from Tiger King came into the media on animal cruelty and different things like that? Do you think that he was kind of the sacrificial lamb for everyone?
Oh, 100%. He's a loud, entertaining guy. He had no filter. Regardless of what you think of him, he is real. And I think in a
Yeah.
world full of fake and full of flash and people pretending and political correctness, I think we need more Joe Exotics. Unfortunately, the world is not ready for it, and he's too detached from the matrix. So what you see happening is that a man like him is being um, attacked on every level possible. And when you look back also at the series, how Jeff Lowe and all those people like actually thought that had his back were actually his biggest enemies, people closest to him. So
Yeah.
what was happening? The whole murder, like the murder plot for hire, right? That was a whole setup. There was no transaction. There was um, nothing done by him. The tiger killing that they're also accusing him from, he was never charged for that, and that's something that nobody really looks into. Also, there's many more facts that we can get into. I don't know if anybody listening as well has seen the Tiger Tales. We're actually live streaming 24/7 on my channel all the Tiger Tail series. So anybody that wants to know what is the newest evidence, what is being presented, what the lawyers are doing, you can go to Meester PT YouTube channel. There's a live stream 24/7 just
Hmm.
for Joe Exotic sharing all the new evidence.
Yeah, and I will post a link to that underneath it. I was looking at your YouTube actually last week as well, and I just seen it's a continuous live to try and get the message out there. So basically, like when you look at Joe now in prison, it's what was the sentence? 22 years, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, if you're looking at 22 years with no solid, concrete evidence, what exactly is he serving his time for then, for people that don't know?
Well, right now the murder plot for hire that's something that he's being charged for,
And
or
that's
has been
that was
charged.
with Carl.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
interesting thing here is like there are emails right now that are presented from Howard Baskin to that specific involved federal agent as far as back as 2015 that his lawyer John Phillips has. Alan Glover, we have no affidavits, admitted he lied on the witness stand and has actually signed affidavits admitting he never was hired by Joe to do any murder plot for hire in any fashion. That's big, but
It's big
we're not
evidence.
talking about that. So and like I said, all the if you want to like go more long form and you want to like really do a deep dive, you can watch those Tiger Tail videos. And also a big important thing is there was no money exchanged whatsoever. Um, and it was just like a master plan to like how can we get Joe Exotic behind prison and how can we cover up the real criminals that are walking free right now, including some
Mhm.
of the agents, including some of the people that were involved in the show. um, Jeff Lowe is terrified that he's gonna get free because there's so much evidence against him. So he turned a lot of evidence in hopes of siding with Joe again and helping him. not knowing that a lot of those phone conversations actually didn't turn out so well for him. So right now he's not just reaching out to me in the DM, but also reaching out to a bunch of other people that are trying to help Joe, saying, "Oh, don't get involved with him. He will destroy your career. He will destroy who you are." And it's very interesting to see the defamation what he's coming with. I mean, I'm a public figure myself. I've you know created a thick skin against all the accusations and false narratives that are being created. I don't really
Hmm.
care because I allow people to live rent free in their mind, and I think it's good. However, there are certain boundaries that can be crossed. If you're starting to say like what Jeff Lowe was doing, he molested a child and this and that. I think that those are boundaries that are, in a way that can really harm somebody. And that's obviously there's a reason why he's doing that because he wants the support for Joe to be deteriorated, to be zero, so that he, when he does come out, he has no backbone anymore. So he's strategizing already when Joe does come free. Okay, how can I not get in trouble? Well, maybe I should do whatever it takes to destroy Joe Exotic's brand
Hmm.
because there's he molested a child or whatever, or he molested animals, or let's just make something up. It's terrible. It's
Yeah.
absolutely terrible, but it's happening as we speak. And what can we do about it? Well, we can protect him. We can speak out about it. Especially the public figures that are involved. Like I'm being completely honest. Any child molester, any pedophile, anybody in that regard or rapist, I don't want to get involved with any of that. I don't want to
Yeah.
attach my name to any of that. Clearly, right? But when somebody is just making that up,
Yeah. It's shitty.
and yeah, that's very bad. That's very bad. And that's a whole defamation lawsuit that I hope Joe Exotic is going to start because, but then again, where is he? Where is he right
Yeah.
now? Is he in Mexico?
Mm.
Like people say, is he hiding there? There's a lot of alleged stories about Jeff Lowy right now, but clearly he has an alternative motive right now because he's scared. So
Mm.
yeah.
The last thing I heard from um, someone directly about Jeff Lowe was that him and his girlfriend were going to start making porno movies. So that's not
Oh,
interesting viewing, in my opinion.
unfortunately, I don't watch porn, so
Yeah.
I have to disappoint you there. But I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a lot
No,
of people.
that's John Rinke told me that they were going to go into the porn industry. I don't know if it's out there. I haven't looked for it.
Were they always into porn? I think there was some
I don't
freakish
know.
shit going on, man. No, I mean
Yeah.
like I think they were always into that shit. Like
Oh, okay.
I got like really BDSM vibes from them, and didn't like Joe also talk about like how he has like everybody that works for him like has to go through some kind of like sexual um
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know, it's some freaky shit going on. So I'm not surprised to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. We're back to Joe. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's what we're here to talk about today. Do you think that if Tiger King never came out on Netflix, that he would be in jail now? I don't think he would.
No, neither do I. I think when you uh, make a stand as a public figure, as an actor, or as an entertainer, or whatever it is, you're gonna create more wind, more haters, more people that want to bring you down. I've seen it myself personally. I had to protect my brand many, many times. Lawsuits against defamation, created fake stories, because I blew up. And for 8 years, I've been living a life that most people dream of. So, and the crazy thing is, my friend, like I'm trying to help people, but they don't care about that. They don't talk about that, right? I'm trying to help elevate people's lives, and I'm also trying to do good. Not just Joe Exotic, like I just mentioned, we're building schools, we're planting trees, and working with such guru and safe soil movement because our soil is deteriorating and it will have food shortages in the next few years for the next generations to come. But we're not talking about that today. The point is we're here for Joe Exotic, but what I ask everybody to do is make that voice louder. If you have a platform, whatever it is, talk about it, share those videos. That's what I'm doing about tiger tails, for instance, right? What is the evidence that it's out there? If you're innocent in jail, you would want people to do the same. And you're not Joe Exotic, but we're talking about justice here. We're talking about somebody that is puking every day. I talked to him
mm.
and he says, I can't keep food. I can't. Like he's eating and like 20 minutes later, he just pukes it out. I mean, how long can he sustain this? I'm worried for him. I talk to him and I'm like, Joe, it scares me, man. And he's gonna get his blood test done, I think actually next week. But the last ones were not looking good. And so that's why I'm keeping, an eye on it. I'm on top of it. And yeah, it's
What's
sad,
the
man.
what's the
Well,
situation like?
I have a puppy right now, and he's I think he's
He's
stuck
coming
in
in.
a yeah. So one moment, one minute.
Cool.
Okay.
Just while you're here, we have a lot of Tiger King content on this channel, so you can scroll back through it and have a look, see different interviews. How's it
Okay, sorry about.
going?
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
little puppy Pomeranian for like he's 5 months old, so
yeah.
it's like a baby.
What I was going to say, man, because a lot of people that like Joe and love Joe will be watching this. What's the situation health-wise with the cancer? And you hear various rumors. It's bad, it's good, it's this, it's that. So can you fill people in on Joe's health, maybe?
Yes, I can. He asked me also to talk about this. It's not good. It's not good. Like I said, his blood levels are deteriorating. It's going down and down every day. And right now, I speak to him, and I speak to him in a manner where I say, Joe, try to hang in there as much as you can. There's a lot of people that love you, people that are fighting for you. There's people that honestly are grateful for you still because you changed their lives and you were always a good person regardless of what people say. He always stood up for people. He always stood up against bullying. He always stood for injustice. He always was there for animals. He was actually the one supporting animal causes. So and what I know from him is that the letters that he receives is in a way very very helpful because he gets to read them and he gets to see like, okay, wow, I have supporters. He has something to do and he can actually feel good about that and also look forward to something, because you have to understand it's not an easy life there, and especially when you don't have access to anything, um, and it's just you and your thoughts, and then when you see him or when you hear him, it affects you. Yeah. And I also talked to him about like is this whole pardon Joe thing, like for Joe
Yeah, I'd
Biden,
like
can
to
you
talk
please
about that.
pardon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Of course, we all want Joe Biden to pardon him. That of course, and maybe that if Joe Biden picks up and he actually would do it, it will be a lot faster than the legal process. However, let's also be realistic here.
Mhm.
It's not Donald Trump. It's not Donald Trump who addressed it in the press briefing the other time. We were close back then. We were very close to. I mean, Donald Trump was talking about it. Trump Jr. Everybody's talking about it, and now we're in a stage where we have the U.S. has a different president, and now we're like, okay, what's going to happen? Are we? I, I like let's be realistic here, right? So we need to fight the legal battle through the justice system that is unfortunately hasn't been in his favor, but we have to do with what we have. And all I want to do is speak hope. I want to speak hope to him. I want him to be healthy, and I want him to keep fighting because the moment, like he doesn't receive some letters or he doesn't receive any calls or emails, you yeah, then what is his reason to continue, right?
Yeah.
So 'cause it's a struggle every day. I mean, imagine not being able to keep any food inside, so um,
The thing that really, when I look at the whole Joe situation, and you think about all the years that he was trying to be famous, and he was doing all this different things, whether it be singing, putting on shows, or whatever, and then he gets to that level of fame that he always wanted, and then boom, he's in jail. Like that to me is like, because you can see from archival footage like how much that he really wanted that level of fame and to be out there, and then he gets it and he's put away. So I can only imagine how he feels emotionally, like especially initially when he went in, and like Tiger King was the hottest thing on the planet.
absolutely. I mean, I talk a lot about this as well, and I think he now realized that most people that he had in his corner couldn't be trusted.
Yeah.
So what happened is he was left alone with just a couple people that now are running a social media account that are trying to really keep carrying the wagon.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, he has to rely on that. That's all he has. And that's why I also say to him, Joe, like, because there's a lot of people still reaching out to him. Work with me. Hey, I have this plan. I wanna do a lipstick brand. Or but a lot of these people, they don't give reasonably back to Joe. Like the biggest thing where like the Tekken coin, like we're now talking about like creating a new token where we actually have even distribution, where we actually give back to charity, where we actually give back to the legal process, that everything is documented, everything is transparent, which is the beautiful thing about crypto and the blockchain. So how can that not be with Tekken coin? Where is his money? Like, so that possibly will end up in another lawsuit, and I do believe that he's working on that. But that saddens me, because
Mm.
like he's now relying on donations. He's now relying on small purchases on his website for merchandise. And we are donating, we are helping him, but you can imagine the amount that has been earned on his back. Like even his ex
Yeah.
Dylan, right? It's just like it's really sad.
Yeah. In terms of his social media, then, and this is always kind of a contentious issue amongst people, when stuff gets posted to Joe Exotic's social media, whether it be something about Trump or Biden or about his health, whatever it may be, does Joe green light everything, or do the people on his social media have a certain amount of freedom to post things here and there?
Everything from what I understand gets green lighted by Joe. In fact, he actually instructs the social media person to do like certain things. So sometimes I'm surprised, like I see a post or I'm going through something, and then he's like sharing something publicly on his all his social media accounts about like supporting and hey, I'm there for you, and it creates these funny situations. Um, but he's a really good man, and he has a really good heart, and I think when you speak to him, you were like, yeah, the world needs him. The world needed him during the pandemic. The world needs him now. And I think the world needs a lot more people that stand up for who they are, don't care about what other people think, and just are themselves. And um, it is really terrifying that a lot of these people, including Joe Exotic, they get silenced, they get put behind bars, and um, to make it more difficult, and then his health deteriorating. Like my main thing is I want Joe to continue to be healthy, and I want him to fight this battle, which we are all doing, for him, and taking time out of our day and doing this podcast, speaking about him, working on this new token now. I'm also still trying to find out who the people are behind the Tekin coin. I want to speak to them, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and everybody's a volunteer. Like I do this for free. The people behind the social media do this for free. Everybody is working and tirelessly, especially the lawyers. Of course, they have some kind of deal, I believe, and they do get paid to a certain degree. But all the other people are really just voluntarily trying to help Joe, and that's beautiful because without it, he has nothing. You know, and imagine already the people that have turned on him, took his money, took his assets, used his likeness. And like I said, it's great if you support Joe. It's great if you talk about him. It's great if you whatever a supporter. But if you do like commercial goods or you sell something, merchandise, lipstick, eyeliners with his name, at least reasonably give back to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and
these
I'd
are
say
these are
there's
things that I was very shocked about because I'm still like old, like I don't want to say old, but like in a way when I'm used to business and this allowed me my level of success where I don't have to fuck anybody over. Like I can genuinely say like, okay, I did business. I left some people. I had bad business partners. I lost a lot of money, but I would never go down the road to use somebody and fuck them over and then run with the money. Or those are things that you know just really bother me. And especially if you go down deep in the rabbit hole, you figure out more and more and more about what has been happening to him. And then you're like, oh my God, it's not just one, it's 20, you know?
yeah, a lot of people have said to me in the past that he's surrounded himself kind of with questionable people over the years. But how does he get out of this, Jesse? Like, what is the way forward? How is he going to try and overturn this prison sentence?
Well, there's a few things we need to establish. Number one, what you and I can do, and all the other people that support him, is make as much noise as possible. That's what we're doing. Um, we're leveraging that. There's a lot of people on board. I don't judge who you are. People say, "Oh, this she's working in adult entertainment," and I don't care. She's
Yeah,
supporting Joe. Okay, so I don't care about all those haters who are saying you. No, everybody that support Joe, everybody that's making noise and doing the right thing, in my book, is okay. Then, in regards to the legal process, they're working on that. They're doing their thing. Like I said, they have the oral hearing now, the 26th, I believe, or at least like the end of this month.
hmm
So that's going to be an important day. Then, like at the same time, we're trying to do as much media as possible, and also emotionally support Joe. So you can write him, you can donate to him. It's what I'm doing. And then we has a moment he calls me, and then we just catch up. And I'm like I have a background in psychology, so I also like to leverage that and mentally support him in this process as much as I can. Um, and I was in Dubai like last week, and I like WhatsApp is like certainly WhatsApp, but the phone call is blocked because I can't answer it. And I felt really bad because then I don't speak to him for a week. Like I'm out here, he's suffering. Like it's really bad. So that's why like just checking in on him, writing him letters, trying to donate. Those are the best things. Yeah, and that's all we can
yeah.
do right now. And then just wait and keep supporting him and trying to share the truth. And the truth is out there. Like I mentioned a few things, but there's a lot more out there where you're like, oh my god, like how can you still be in there?
hmm And where's the best place then for you for people to find your work and what you're contributing to it? And I'll post all the links underneath here as well.
So there's a website obviously dedicated to Joe. Let me pull that up right now. Um, important that we yeah, joeexoticusa.com, and you can
hmm
also contact with questions and a ton of stuff. And then yeah, my YouTube channel Meester PT. There you will see the live stream with all the Tiger Tail videos, so you can watch them. You can also leave a comment. I'll get back to it as well. And yeah, so share, tag us in social media. We'll always share that. We'll always acknowledge that. I have a team working on the background doing that as well. Um, there we go. Yeah.
There we go. That's the website there for people to keep on top of things. So of course you've got the shop if people want to support Joe that way, official merchandise, not some of the kind of knockoff stuff we were talking about earlier. And the media then is where you see probably a lot of your things here on the media section. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not controlling any social media. I'm not controlling any media. That just
Yeah.
I don't have like any like my team is not doing that either. But he has a team that is doing that and is doing it very successfully. So I'm very happy with that because they're very active. I have to say credits to them.
Hmm.
They're like following.
They actually contacted me, which was crazy.
Wow, amazing. Yeah,
Now I did send a message maybe last year. It wasn't via Instagram; it was via Facebook to try and get something like this going. Ideally, I'd like to talk to Joe, but that's not really possible with the way things are. But to get to talk to you, someone that's kind of on the ground where it's at now, is really good. And we'll get to talk to Joe hopefully if he gets out soon.
absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
it's when I was asked to sit here, like I have my own podcast, I have my own thing, my own brand. I was like, I don't know, like I don't know how to like, I think it's the first time I actually speak about him like publicly like this. But I want to do the best I can, and like if he really wants me to do this, which he asked me to do, like I'm out here and doing what I have to do. But yeah, it's not easy, but we do what we can do.
Yeah. Listen, Jesse, absolute pleasure to talk to you today, man. And best of luck with everything. I'm sure we'll have you back on when we get some updates soon.
Likewise, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man.